matchup we have in store. Welcome to Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts, home of the Boston College Eagles. The returner will field it and bring it back. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So Boston College's offense comes onto the field first today. There are always butterflies to start a game, but when you have a rivalry like this, the adrenaline is pumping on overdrive, guys.
They aren't all the same. We say that, but we know differently. The blood is boiling. The temperature is hot. Jesse, you want this week more than most.
Yeah, and David, we've played in these games before. Everything just seems to be heightened, right? The game seems to be moving faster. The crowd noise feels louder. Your composure will be tested early in a game like this.
That's a way to give yourself some breathing room. Now the second play of the drive from the 36. Using his legs, it's Richard. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Dropping back, it's James. Quick completion on the outside. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down.
In a play like that, that seems routine, but it only works if the quarterback can get the ball out on time and out in front of the wide receiver. That allows the receiver to keep separation from the defender, and the ball hits him in stride.
And the Golden Eagles will snap it on 1st and 10. Running back searching for a hole. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. You guys have both played in rivalry games, so what did you do to keep yourself locked in during that week of preparation, David?
Well, you try to keep your emotions in check, but it's really, really hard to do because a lot of times the hatred is so strong. The emotions are so real. The coaches get super tight, and they start talking about things, Jesse, so you don't just treat it as another game.
No, it's hard to handle the anxiety leading up to those games, not just because of what it means to your season, but because of what the fans are saying, what your coaches are saying, what your family and friends are saying, understanding how important those rivalries are.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. Catch in the middle. It's Franklin. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
I think that time offensively, you're just trying to take what the defense is giving you, right? They're playing zone coverage. You got your big fella just working right over the ball. It's an easy pitch and catch. Just take the profit and let's keep going.
So now it's 2nd and long. They'll move the wide receiver. 2nd down, he'll throw it. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Looking to throw, it's James. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39.
And that play is going to drive the offensive coordinator crazy. Remember, in college football now, there's communication between the coordinator and the quarterback with the headsets in the helmet, and you know he was reminding his QB that time, listen, you cannot take a sack here. Remember, we're in field goal range. If nobody's open, throw it away. His QB did not listen to the advice. He takes a terrible sack, and now they're out of field goal range.
Boston College will send out the punt team. He ought to be able to use his first punt to pin them deep. Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. So the Clemson Tigers offense will try to get something going with their first possession. And we've got a superb matchup to watch here, David. One of the best quarterbacks in the country, and how much will he be willing to challenge one of the best corners in the land?
Well, and it's going to be more interesting to me, Jesse, do they let him make a play? Like, Does he choose to go after him and believe in his ability and believe in his matchups, or do they stay away from him? Because a lot of people stay away from him. He's that good out wide that you don't want that smoke. And I'm interested to see, Jesse, if he has the onions to go after the corner and try to make plays.
Well, one thing we know about him for sure is he's a believer in his own arm talent. He's the kind of guy that thinks he can fit the football into the smallest windows, but you're right. He's got to pick his battles and be careful when he decides to attack this guy, because he has picked off some really good quarterbacks in the past, and you know he's just licking his chops hoping for a chance today.
And the Tigers line up trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. From the gun, wants to pass. Grab near the sticks, it's Moore. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practiced, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
Quarterbacks love the short passing game early in games because it really helps them get into a rhythm. So a nice job by the offensive coordinator giving his quarterback an easy throw, something he can see, and something that he knows he can complete.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Looking to throw, it's Klubnik. Tight end finds a soft spot. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. They've got a first down here to open the period. Wants to throw it. Throws to the wideout. A strike downfield. On the nasty move, and now he's got room. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Tigers. And it feels good to land that first big punch against a rival, doesn't it?
No doubt. In a game like this, too, you just want to be executing it at a high level early. So, David, that's got to feel great getting on the board first.
And settles everyone down. All the nerves, all the emotion of this rivalry game. Now everybody can kind of settle in because you know you already got a touchdown on the board.
They get set for the point after as we have the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And the score coming on the touchdown pass from 55 yards out. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the run from inside his own 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. BC has the ball back, hoping for a party in the mods. They're trying to put something, anything together to get that goose egg off the scoreboard down 7-0. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on first down.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass, locating the football. No PI, able to swat it away, pass incomplete.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. To throw, it's James. Quickly to the tight end. Oh, he's got some space. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open, because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. To the ground with the back. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage.
Really nice job by the defense that time, getting a stop. They've been really good so far in this one, shutting this guy down, not letting him break out. You've got the lead. It's tight, though. And you know the opponent is going to keep trying to run it. So can you keep this up here in the second half on defense? That's the question.
Pressure coming. Going to try to get it himself. He did not make it a stone wall on third down.
Really good job by the defense getting to the quarterback and getting him on the ground for no gain. It's tough. Once you get there and get pressure, it's so hard to get these guys on the ground because they're elusive. Really good job wrapping them up and getting to the ground.
Punt is on its way. On his way back to the 20. He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. They'll give it to the back. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
There's a really nice play there. The thing I like about this guy, too, his versatility. He's not just good running the ball, but he can catch and he can block. And you think about all the greats they've had at the position in recent years. Versatility at the running back position, being an every down back. And that's exactly what this guy embodies.
Blasted as he lets it go. Caught over the middle. It's Brown. Chopping up this defense, and they've got it all the way down to the 23. For a quarterback as highly touted as Cade Klubnik was, I think he would even tell you he started slowly, but man, the progression, the improvement has been exponential, Jesse.
It has, Reese, and he's played big in big games as of late. You think back to last year's ACC championship game, and then I would argue his game against Texas, even in the loss in the playoff, that might have been his best game of the season, making throw after throw. You can see why he was so highly recruited, and if he plays up to that standard week in, week out, Clemson's going to be really tough to beat.
Snap's going to come from the 23 on 1st and 10. To the air, it's Klubnik. Got it in the middle, it's Williams. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Hold it.
A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. He's looking to throw. Got him downfield. Several defenders get an assist on that tackle.
Well, the offense able to pick up some extra yards after that curl throw there because the QB got it to his guy early. He was able to turn around, make a guy miss, and go pick up some yak.
The Tigers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Out of the gun, they give to the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D-linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. The Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. Makes the grab on 3rd. That'll be enough to give them a 1st and goal from the 10. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Let's see what Clemson comes up with on 1st and goal. He's got it and still on his feet. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Handoff from the gun. Spins away from the defense. They get him stopped, but those feet kept moving until he was down to the 5. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. Picked up some of what they needed on first down. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 5. Looking to pass. It's Klubnik. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
Perfect execution by this defense. They played pass, sat back, looked at the quarterback, took everything away, and even better, good pass rush, finishes it, now put him in a predictable 3rd and long situation.
Now on 3rd and goal, and that earlier sack left him with more ground to cover. Here's the pressure. Punts it out of the air.
As a former quarterback, guys, I love drag routes down close to the goal line. You're hoping you're going to get a mesh, you're going to get him freed up, and it's just a catch and walk in, but the defense makes the tackle. They're now setting up 4th down. Do you have the guts to go back to that same pass play here on offense?
And they're going to head out to line up for a field goal. And that is no good. And the margin remains at 7 after the miss.
And that's just a chip shot. That's just a field goal they got to make, guys.
So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half. And there's no more fitting place to begin than with this stud receiver and how he's dominated the first half. Some guys have the ability to elude and evade. This young man is a true 3-level threat. Short passes, the intermediate game, and then the deep ball. He is a problem, and I don't think this defense has the solution. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how this rivalry matchup plays out.
It's all teed up. Boston College will kick to start this 3rd quarter. Coming out with it, it's Randall. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the 3rd quarter.
Well, and I don't think defensively you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
To the air, it's Klubnik. Back open in the middle. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
Hey guys, this running back's not just catching checkdowns or swing routes. You can get him vertically down the field or let him go to work, especially when you get man coverage. Take advantage.
And the Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. He'll keep it on the sneak. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop.
Well, and he gets stuffed on that QB sneak. He's just not doing a really good job of reading the crease and finding a little space to kind of tuck into and drive his feet. He's just running himself into a wall there.
Well, and how about the big boys up front? Make a crease, push somebody back, create some space. There was nowhere to go.
He will signal for the fair catch and take it just inside the 35. BC has it back, and the Eagle offense returns to the field. They've taken a couple of punches to the jaw, and now they'll try to get this offense going down a couple of touchdowns. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31.
That's a big-time play on the D-line right there. And listen, you know, they've had a lot of NFL guys in recent years up front. William the Fridge Perry, old-school Clemson great on the D-line. He'd be proud of watching that performance on that last play. This guy right here, man, sometimes he just looks like a throwback.
The Golden Eagles now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Off the play fake. Lofts one high and deep. And the throw downfield winds up incomplete, and there's a good reason for that. This guy was being mugged by the defender.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referees caught it.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Caught close to the marker. It's Bond. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
If they're going to sit back in zone, I'm going to make sure I know exactly what they're doing, find those holes, find those crossing patterns, and take advantage of that zone coverage.
Moving into scoring territory at the 36 on first down. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Back to pass, it's James. He's got an open man. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Boston College.
He does a really nice job getting the snap, getting the ball to his wide receiver in stride so he continue to run full speed and make all those yards after the catch and get all the way to the end zone.
Setting up for the extra point and the tie. And after that extra point, we have a tie ball game in the 3rd quarter. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finish things off with a scoring toss from the 33. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Let's see if he can make a play on the return. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. The give to the back. May not be the most memorable play of the day, but it's important as he gets them out to the 25-yard line.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
Back to pass on second down. Fires it beautifully in on the crosser. Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one.
See, I like this tight end because he's not just running flat routes and little stick routes and drags. This guy can get vertically down the field. He showed you his speed there running the crosser.
They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a first down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Finds his tight end. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
They say tight ends are a quarterback's best friend in the pass game because think about it. The tight end's the guy lined up closest to the quarterback, which means generally those are the easiest throws a quarterback has. You saw it on that play.
And now on second down for this offense. To the air, it's Klubnik. Unloads to the wideout. Complete on the comeback. They mark him out of bounds at the 42, and they're on the move. Clemson has just been prolific at the receiver position. More scheme or more talent? I'd argue it's both, David.
Yeah, I argue more talent over the years, just dudes on the outside that win. And you know what? I think Clemson, as much as anybody in the country, has always featured those guys. And you want to play one-on-one with those guys, or you want to give them a cushion, like they'll throw it right now. And they've always believed in those guys out wide. And you know what? They usually come through for them.
At the 38-yard line, brings up second down.
And here comes the offense on second down. What a ride. It's been through the first 3 quarters of this game. We are all tied up. Let's check out some stats. These two teams about to find out what they're made of as we open the 4th all tied up. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. They'll send the back in motion. Wants to keep it in the air. Got a man. It's Williams. He goes out of bounds across the 25. Mark it at the 24 in this defense. Its head is spinning.
When I see the defense in man coverage, I'm trying to get my fast guy versus their worst corner. Trying to get a great matchup on the outside, take advantage of it to make big plays.
Clemson ready to go back to work with another first down. Looking to throw on first down. Oh, they're after him. Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack.
Well, that's not necessarily a throw that's going to show up on the stat sheet, but I love the decision. We're in the second half. We've got a tie game. You cannot turn the football over. And if nothing's open downfield, just do the smart thing and throw the ball away. I love that decision by the QB.
Oh, he was in the backfield immediately. A 3-yard loss.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that rate and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
A little less room to work with now as the ball's at the 28 and it's 3rd and long. Lets it fly deep downfield. Touchdown, Tigers! And they've moved out front here in the 4th.
And, man, is that perfect timing. You can tell quarterback drops back. He sees his guy, and he knows he's open. But watch the throw. Deep down the field, Palmer, right in the breadbasket. Nice play, nice pitch and catch.
He did a nice job at getting it up in the air early and allowing his guy to run under the football, locate it, and then make a tough grab. That is the definition of an explosive play.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. The extra point is good, and now in the 4th, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. They go 83 yards on the drive, and the score comes on a touchdown pass covering 28 yards. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Boston College sending the offense back onto the field. Spits it out to the back. Catch in the middle, it's Richard. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains, they mark it at the 29.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 29. Dropping back, it's James. Fires to the wideout. Wide open downfield. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down.
It's a nice job running the in route there by the receiver. And the best thing he did after he made his break, he didn't trail and fade away. He actually attacked the football. That's a good lesson for young receivers out there watching.
In search of that tying touchdown. They've moved the chains a couple of times. It's 1st and 10 again. Got his man. They stop him just a link or two short of the first. And man, what they can do on second down here.
When I'm a quarterback and I see zone and I see my guy curl up real quick, I got to hum it. And he threw that thing with some revolutions, with some velocity right to his receiver so he could make the catch.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
And this is a tough time for this offense because you're in passing mode. You're in comeback mode, and what is that? The defense knows that. Like, they're pinning their ears back. They're coming after the quarterback, and you've already struggled protecting your guy today and creating those explosive plays. This offense is going to have to buckle up and really protect their guy up front.
The defense just can't seem to find a way to get off the field. That time, QB sneak for the first down. They need a turnover or something to try to generate some momentum.
And the Golden Eagles kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. From the gun, the running back has it. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And you can tell, all eyes on this dude. Like, this defense is dialed in. They're going to try to continue to stop the run. You can tell, Palmer, it's the main focus of this defense.
Yeah, when we know with this offense, too, they go how this guy goes, and they've just never been able to really get him into a rhythm in this game. And you have to give the credit to the defense. They've been more physical at the point of attack. They've had a good game plan, and the offense just has not been able to counterpunch.
Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is looking for a play to close this deal out. The offense has plenty of time, and this defense trying to dig in and get one more stop and hang on to this lead. Looking downfield, it's James. Under fire. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the fourth.
What a great play by the defense. In a play like that, in this situation of the game, late, it's close, third down, you gotta have it. And how about the pass rush? How about the effort getting to the quarterback?
Trailing by a touchdown, this fourth down opportunity is gargantuan. Desperate to convert, and he'll throw it. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Got room on the return. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there.
And that is a backbreaker. It's fourth down, though. Listen, you got to throw the football. You got to try to make a play. But the defense came up big in a big moment.
Good field position to start this drive at their own 47. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. Finds his big tight end. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? Second down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this third down manageable. Really nice job of executing that.
Here comes the heat. The offense coughs it up. And the offense will maintain possession. Son, that ball must be riveted to your ribcage.
And those are so frustrating when you're a defense and you swarm to the football and you stick the quarterback and you make him cough it up just to have the other team recover it again and you don't get it. Still a good stick, still a good physical play. Keep hitting that quarterback.
To the air, it's James. Pocket breaking down. And the pressure will get there. The sack, down he goes in the waning moments. That could be a costly play.
Nice coverage on the back end. Great job. Nothing open right away. The QB holds the ball in the pocket, and the pass rush finally gets home. Sometimes it's the DBs doing great work. Sometimes it's the defensive lineman winning up front.
He's taking the deep shot. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down.
Well, this offense is up against it here. Trailing late in the game, the defense knows they're going to throw the football. First down, they get sacked. Second down, incompletion. There's no mystery what's happening here. Quarterback's just going to have to make a play on third down.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Short throw to the sideline is complete, and he's out of bounds after picking up a couple.
You know, I got to tell you, as an offense, moving forward in this game, 3rd and long, you're going to have to push the ball downfield a little bit more. You got to throw to the sticks and give yourself a chance to convert these 3rd downs.
Trailing by a touchdown, getting late in the 4th, and this is a huge, perhaps a defining moment in this game. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game. Quarterback's just going to take a knee.